You're watching Fox 51's East Texas Living with David Gibson.
The following segment is sponsored by Faith Co. Enterprises. Welcome back to East Texas Living. Joining us now is Amanda with Rhema Therapy and Erica with the Journey Center, and they're here to share about an upcoming lunch and learn. How are we doing today?
Hi, doing well.
Yes, ma'am. So tell us a little bit about what the heart behind this lunch and learn series that kind of correlates with mental health and nutrition.
Yeah. So just over time, once I started meeting with clients and asking them about just, I guess, more about the body versus all just the mind, I started realizing there was a trend. And one of those trends was that a lot of my clients had gut problems. They were reporting gut sensitivities, IBS, dairy sensitivities, and I thought, this is interesting. I would have never put two and two together. So I started doing more research about the gut-brain connection. And that's when this kind of came to pass, as I thought, man, we really need to educate the community about diet and nutrition and how it affects mental health and even nutritional deficiencies and how that can manifest as mental health symptoms.
Yes, ma'am. And it says the first seminar is this Thursday, February 19th at 12. It's entitled Anxiety Unpacked Tools to kind of quiet your mind and reclaim your peace. When you say anxiety unpacked, what does that mean?
Well, we're going to start really going through all of the symptoms of anxiety and what it means and how it's really a message from the brain and the body trying to tell us something. It's not necessarily good or bad. It's just a message. And so we're going to look at what are the symptoms and then what are some of the tools to help navigate through anxiety.
Yes, so where is this going to be held at?
This is going to be at the Journey Center in Lindale.
Yes, I mean, Erica has the Journey Center.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be able to host something like this?
So one of the things that we thrive on is having workshops at the Journey Center. And so the beautiful thing, again, about having ministry partners that are qualified and equipped to teach these things is that we have a building that we can facilitate these classes in. And so as people donate to the Journey Center or look at the Journey Center, it's so multifaceted, and we're capable of hosting a lunch and learn, which I think there's I think you said 20, 25 people that are going to show up that are already registered, and there's more room, to register for the class as well.
That's awesome. And what are some common misconceptions about anxiety?
Well, I think the main one that I hear a lot is that it's bad. And there's kind of this pushback against those feelings. Yet anxiety is not good or bad. It's a message that something seems threatening to me and I need to get to safety. And we know that with brain chemistry and brain structures, the amygdala is really our fight, flight, or freeze. And whenever there's a perceived threat, that amygdala starts going off. Yet what we're finding now is that the gut actually has a role in that. It's like the second brain. So that's what we're going to talk about on Thursday.
Yes, ma'am. What are some of the tools attendees will walk away with?
Well, number one, we're going to really start to figure out, well, what is this message that I'm getting? And why am I feeling this so often when there's not really an identifiable threat? And then we're going to look at some of the nutritional deficiencies that could kind of be throwing gas on the flame, so to speak. Low magnesium, low iron. A lot of people don't realize that that can manifest symptoms that can mimic anxiety and depression. And so I really encourage people to start looking more at biology rather than jumping on the psychological disorder train. Sometimes it's a biological issue that can be remedied with food, and exercise and, certain things that are realistically, something we can change.
Yes, ma'am. Is there a cost to come to this lunch and learn?
Well, the attendance is free, but if you want to eat lunch, it's just $5.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's affordable.
And where can people get more information about this lunch and learn?
They can go to my website, rhematherapy.com. The actual website, I guess you could say, would be rhema-therapy.com, and they can get more information and also register.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you all so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Remember, the previous segment was sponsored by Faith Co. Enterprises.